3:06 a.m. My phone lit up with a number I didn't know, and I almost let it ring out because guys like me don't expect our lives to change on a misdial. But then a nurse's voice came through tight and nervous. "Mr. Hale, we need a support contact for patient. Rowan Blake, she's in active labor. It's triplets, all 3 babies are in danger." I was alone on the 58th floor of Halecore Tower, cold espresso turbine blueprints, a city of numbers I understood better than people, and I said the only thing my ego could grab: there must be a mistake. But triplets cut through that. I did the math dates IVF schedule the morning she left a small cactus on my counter and walked out after our last failure without a scene. If this wasn't a mistake, she'd carried that last hope alone, and now she was about to deliver 3 lives without the man who helped start it and then chose the boardroom over her. The nurse said the chart listed Hale as emergency contact 1 digit off my number. "We just need someone here, she has no one." And that no one hit harder than every headline that ever called me the man who never fails. I put the whiskey down, grabbed my keys, no driver, no security, just a man suddenly unsure he deserved his own name. The elevator drop felt like judgment. On the rain-slick streets, I kept seeing Rowan at our kitchen table counting injections, while I refreshed market updates, hearing myself say, "We can pay for another round." Like that was the same as being there. Mercy St. Wyndham rose out of the dark, my name stamped on the research wing I had funded, and walking past that logo in the middle of the night felt cheap. At the end of the corridor, I heard baby B's heart rate dropping, baby C transverse prep for emergency C-section, and the world narrowed. Rowan was under brutal light hair, plastered to her forehead, eyes fierce through the fear, 3 tiny incubators waiting behind her. She saw me and whispered, "You came," like she honestly hadn't expected it. A nurse snapped, "Are you the father?" And for the first time in a decade, I didn't have a speech, I just said, "I'm here for her." Dr. Elena Park swept in calm and sharp. "Triplets at 34 weeks, we operate in 10. If you suit up, you stay standing. If you drop, we step over you." They stripped off the suit, the watch the armor put me in thin green, and left me one job: hold her hand. Behind the drape, metal rang monitors chattered and Rowan rasped. "They said you don't do personal anymore." Emails bounced. And yeah, my own filters had turned her into spam. "I'm here," I said. "I'm not leaving." And for once, I meant it more than anything I had ever promised a shareholder. Baby A came first, a small, furious cry that cracked something open. Baby B followed stronger. Baby C got stuck sideways, alarms, flirting with disaster. The team tensed me useless in a place where money couldn't buy a guarantee. When her cry finally tore through the room sharp and offended, my knees almost gave. "Mother stable, all 3 to NICU," Dr. Park said, and walked out like this wasn't the moment my whole life shifted. In NICU, under soft light, 3 tiny bodies lay in plastic worlds, wires everywhere, labels reading Baby Hale ABC. Rowan, pale in a wheelchair, reached through a port. "Hi, I'm here," and one tiny hand curled around her finger like a contract. She told me she had tried my old numbers project lines. The hospital file still had my name from a grant. I figured if anything went wrong, they'd eventually trip over you. And that was the real twist. It wasn't fate that kept me from her. It was the system I built to never be bothered. The next twist came fast. Kara on the phone panicked about an $800 million deal. "If you don't get on the jet, the board will invoke the emergency clause." And for the first time, I heard how small that sounded against the hiss of oxygen. "Authorize them without me," I said. "If they push me out, fine." Then Vivian showed up, perfect hair, perfect poison. The board voted interim control moves. Stock is bleeding because their star CEO vanished into the NICU. she said, eyeing the incubators. And you're sacrificing an empire for 3 preemies who might not even be yours. I stepped between her and the glass. We can do a test, we will, but you don't get to weaponize that question in this room. The social worker, Rebecca Chen, laid it out. If you want these babies home, I need one address, a real care plan, 2 adults who show up. Rowan looked at me, tired and clear. I don't need a hero. I need someone at 3 a.m. when alarms go off, not a man who sends an assistant. I could have defended myself, but it would have been a lie, so I said yes. We signed a lease on a small house out of the city, crooked fence. Good light spot for that cactus. I moved. We learned shifts and coffee. Bringing the triplets home wasn't a montage, it was NICU alarms replaying in our heads, me messing up bottles, her breaking down in the hallway, both of us snapping, then trying again. I made color-coded spreadsheets. She deleted half. They're not a wind project, she said. Some nights all 3 screamed and I thought about conference rooms. I wasn't in, then one of them would fall asleep on my chest, breath syncing with mine, and I knew exactly why I stayed. We did the paternity test because hospitals like clean paperwork. It confirmed what biology suggested, but by then it wouldn't have changed my choice. That decision was made when I walked into OR3 instead of onto a jet. 18 months later, in our backyard, with Dr. Park officiating, and Rebecca, and a couple of NICU nurses in plastic chairs. Rowan and I said simple vows, while our 3 kids chased bubbles in the grass. No orchestra, no press, just the people who saw how close we came to losing it all. The company moved on without me. Some still say he threw away billions for a woman who left him and babies that might not have been his, like it's a joke. You know what I mean? People love judging numbers they don't have to live with. So now that you've heard it from my side, tell me what you think really counts at 3:06 a.m. The title on top of a tower, or the hand you're holding in a freezing hospital when 3 heartbeats could stop at any second. Drop your take in the comments, rate this story from 0 to 10, argue if you want, and share it with someone who still thinks a wrong call is not worth answering.